Are you ready to change your habits, sculpt your destiny, and light up your path to greatness? Welcome to the epicenter of transformation. This is Mick Unplugged. We'll help you identify your because, so you can create a routine that's not just productive, but powerful. You'll embrace the art of evolution, adapt strategies to stay ahead of the game, and take a step toward the extraordinary. So let's unleash your potential. Now, here's Mick.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next and latest, greatest episode of Mick Unplugged. And today, this is personal. We're talking to one of my GOATs. As a matter of fact, when I talk to this person, when I text and communicate, I always say, my GOAT, how are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, and I have to read this off. So if you're watching the video, you're going to see me reading because I can't miss this. 4-time Parade All-American, McDonald's All-American, High School Player of the Year, in college, consensus first team All-American, All ACC, number 2 pick of the 1991 NFL draft, or NBA draft, goodness. LaFrac City's finest, my GOAT, Mr. Kenny Anderson. Kenny, welcome to the show, my brother.
Oh my man. Thanks for having me on. And it's a blessing being on here and letting everybody know my history, where I come from, what I'm doing now, and my life is going well. And I appreciate it.
I appreciate you back, man. And you know, we've had a lot of talks offline, and you know what you mean to me and to my story and my life. So I truly appreciate you in that. But hearing those accolades, man, like sometimes do you go back and say, is that really me?
No, not really. I started playing basketball at a young age, at about 6 years old, but it came to me my freshman year in high school when we won the city championship. I was 15 years old. That's when it took off for me. You know, I was at Archbishop Malloy High School.
Right.
Jack Curran was my coach, and what was very unique about that whole situation, I never played the first quarter. I only played 3 quarters. So it happened fast for me, but it happened the right way for me at the right school. I had mentors, man. I had a great team that I listened to, and thank God I was able to overcome all my differences in my life.
Man, and let's dive into that, right? Because at Mick Unplugged, and you know this about me, Kenny, I'm all about diving deeper than your why, right? Like I
Yeah,
think your why is superficial, but there's a reason that makes us who we are. There's a
yeah,
reason that propels us forward, and I call that our because. In your illustrious career, you know, you've seen a lot, you've been through a lot, and now you're coaching and you're transforming and inspiring other people
yeah.
to do that. But if we were to look back at your career, it was fueled by more than just talent, right? Like
Yeah, it was fuel for more than talent. It was I was possessed to take care of my mother. I come
right,
from nothing. I come
right.
from nothing. So I remember one day I asked my mentor Vincent Smith. I said, I want to take care of my mother. How can I do that? He said, listen, go to school. You're going to Archbishop High School. Do well in school. Crack the
Mhm.
books. Play basketball. And I tell you, you'll make it. You'll be able to take care of your mother. So I zeroed in on it.
Right.
And that's all I did. Play
Yep.
ball, went to school, and just worked out on my game. At the Lost Battalion Hall in Queens, New York. You know, now I hear, now it's turning into a shelter now
Mhm.
for the homeless. So that's a great thing. That's a
Right.
great thing for the homeless. So they
Right.
have somewhere to put their head and lay down and live at. And I've been blessed to play the game that I love. I did my documentary, and my
Mr.
slogan
Gibbs.
is basketball is easy, life is hard.
Mm.
So that's just how I came up in it. You know, I remember growing up, my junior year in high school, one of my best years ever playing basketball. But I got evicted. Me and my mother out our apartment got
Wow.
evicted that year. Moved in with my cousin, and my mother used to come see me every morning before I went to school. So
Wow.
my life has been, upside down, crazy at times,
Mhm.
but it was always uh, put together, for my my beliefs. My belief is I'm gonna make it out of the ghetto. And by that, playing ball, going to school, being a humble person.
Right.
My mother taught me that. I don't care how big I got the game of basketball, but I was always humble.
Yes, sir.
Even bragging, joking around, I don't even know how to do that. I get a little, bothered by doing, just bragging and saying this and that. I don't even get into that. I just
Right.
get into, I was blessed to play the
Right.
game I love, and that's the game of basketball.
I get it. I get it. And one of the things that I love about you and why,
Yeah,
again, you told me not to talk about Carolina, but even though I went to Carolina,
yeah,
you're at Tech, one of the things that I loved about Kenny Anderson was this, right? Like you worked,
yeah,
right? Like a lot of folks have talent, right?
yeah,
Like there's people in business that are better than me, right?
yeah,
Like I don't have the sharpest of business minds. Like I feel like I'm up there, but I'm not the best. But no one's ever gonna outwork me or outthink me, or they're not gonna be fueled the way that I'm fueled internally. And that's what made me connect with you at a very young age was I
yeah,
saw that in your face on the basketball court. I was like, there's something that's making Kenny Anderson different. Like, what do you
yeah,
think that I know it's your mom in the story, the connection with
yeah.
your mom.
And I know people get tired of me saying, but it was just my mom. I wanted to take care of my mother, so I had to work extremely hard. And this is where, the story from 13 to 35. That's what high school. Jack Kern, Archbishop Malloy High School was great. Georgia Tech, Bobby Crimmins, Kevin Cantwell, Sherman Dillard. Those were my assistant coaches at Georgia Tech.
Mhm.
And then it started getting great, but because that's where the NBA came in
Right.
at, and it was just all about the business aspect of it. And I never experienced that, so I just wanted to play ball and enjoy my life. But that's when money gets involved in anything, it gets kind of sticky.
Of
But
course.
that's when it changed me a little bit, and
There you go.
I was able to take care of my mother. But I just didn't continue uh, working extremely hard. When I got to the NBA, I kind
Yep.
of tilted it off, and I say it. I was able to do. If you had much talent as I had, I was able to just cut it on and off. But
Right.
most people can't do that. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
In my situation. But I know I would have had a crazy NBA career if I would have continued to work extremely hard on my craft, which I didn't a little bit. I didn't, you know.
Nah, so here's where I'm gonna give you some accolades because
Yeah,
I'm left-handed.
yeah,
My first jersey number was 7,
yeah,
right? So, what I always tell people this, Kenny Anderson created the combo point guard. Like, you were the first one. Like, I remember watching Georgia Tech games, fast break, most of the time people go in for a layup or a jam.
yeah,
Kenny Anderson is pulling up and shooting a 12-footer on a
yeah,
fast break, right? Like the world hadn't seen that before. Now it's the
yeah.
norm. Like, what do you feel like you were a trendsetter in that combo guard kind of aspect?
Yeah, I don't know about was I a trendsetter, but this is certain. I just did the drills me and my guy Vincent Smith worked on.
Right,
So we worked on him at the Lost Battalion Hall a lot. Just the short pull up,
right.
under the foul. I used to do thousands of shots, thousands with my left hand, speed, just pull it up. My right
Mhm.
hand through middle, side. Oh, just constantly, just working on my game, my craft, and that's just what I did. And then when I got to college level, high school, it just was like automatic because I worked on my game. I worked on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, throughout your journey, right, from
Yeah,
the courts in New York, going to Georgia Tech and in the NBA, and even your story, right? Like, I've seen Mr. Tibbs No
yeah.
Lie 100 times because 'cause you're my guy.
You
Like,
like it? You like it?
I love it. I'm giving it a
Oh,
shameless plug, like, right now, Mr. Tibbs, everybody go watch it at least 5
yeah,
times because it's that gravitating.
yeah.
You
Thank you.
went through a lot of challenges,
Yes.
a lot of adversity. What do you think is the most significant challenge that you've overcome that's helped shape who you are today?
Wow, that's a tough question. So, wow. But
And I
the
know you
main
don't just
thing,
have one. You have a few that you've
yeah, I
overcome,
have
right?
a few, but I just think the main thing through everything I've been through and all that, I just remained to be a good person.
Yep.
I just, it's really simple, but just a good person.
Yep.
I really can't, put my hands on, I did this, everything went through, I worked hard, I did it. It's just so many things were thrown at me, and I failed a bunch of times, and I was able to get back up,
You didn't
dust
give up.
myself off, and work on it.
Yes, sir.
And I just thank God that I was able to do that. Even with my health, I was able to rebound from that. The bottom line is God. God. God is helping me out. I don't even.
Yep.
I can't even speak highly of what's been going on in my life, but I see all the great things that's going on. It's because of God. It's
There it
because of
is.
God. He's just helping me out.
There it is.
And it was one thing also. I just stopped, hanging out with certain people and letting and just sitting out thinking a lot and seeing how people move, and boom, you it comes to you when you see that, when you're able to just sit back and not
Yep.
talk a lot, just listen, and then you come on. You get smarter, and I've gotten smarter over the course of years, and able to see,
Mhm.
who's in it for Kenny Anderson and who's not.
I talk all the time about making sure your circle is tight and then
Yes.
always looking at your circle, because here's what I've learned in my life. Everyone that's for you isn't always for you,
No, not
right?
at all. They
Right?
always want, they want the praise and all that for being a part of what you have. And you just got to
Exactly.
be careful that that's something I deal with early in my life. But now it's really changed. I'm a little older now, I'm 53. I've been through it. So
Right.
it's really tough getting anything off of me now. It's
I
tough.
love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I'm the same way. Same way. A couple more questions. I'm gonna get you out of here because you've been gracious with your time. I hear you talk a lot about the difference in good and great. And now that
Yeah.
you're a coach, right? Like you have that conversation with your team a lot. The difference in good and great. From the world of Kenny Anderson, what's the difference between good and great to you?
Well, good is you just want to be good at something. You just put the time in every now and then. You good, but great. You discipline your time. Being disciplined with your time and going after it. And that if you want to be a basketball player, you got to work on your craft. And I tell all the guys, you're in college, so you work at school, get your good grades and basketball. That's what you should be doing. That's what
Right.
should be in your mind. Just getting better. You shouldn't
Mhm.
be doing all the partying and the drinking, the smoking, and that's not going to get it.
Right.
When you're young, you gotta keep drilling, and I gotta keep drilling that in these young men head that I'm coaching, mentoring, and everything. You just got to keep working. If you're serious about, you know, playing anywhere in basketball, NBA, overseas, anything, or playing college basketball, playing at Fish University, helping a team win, you got to work on your craft. You got to work out, watch what you eat, watch what you drink, watch what you smoke. If you anything, you got to be
Yep.
more committed. And I say
Yep.
the commitment is the big thing. If you're willing to put the work in, it will work. It will work. And
That's
in
right.
time, you got to, and then patience. Patience is a virtue. My mother taught me that many years ago. Per- Patience is a virtue. You just got to keep working, keep working, and it'll turn for you if you're doing the right things in life. If
That's
you're
right.
not, it's not gonna be successful. You
Yep.
don't want that quick stardom and stuff like that. You have to sit down and just keep working. Keep
Yes,
working.
sir. Yes, sir. So now the head coach at Fisk,
Yes.
right? Team's had a decent year, right?
Yes.
But you're doing more than coaching basketball, right?
Yeah.
Because I know you. You're teaching young men about building a future and a legacy because everybody's not going to make it to the league,
Uh,
right? everybody's not going to make it overseas.
Yeah.
There's there's actually a lot of folks that the day that they graduate college or leave,
Oh,
they got to go get a job,
yeah.
right? How are you helping shape that vision for the players that you interact with on a
So
daily?
that's mainly at Fisk. I don't have you got to think that no one is going to go here and make it to the league. The NBA is 1% makes it
Right,
in here, and then you go overseas. That the percentages is probably a little bit higher, but just committing yourself to life lessons. I give my team my life lessons on how I grew up and everything like that, and hopefully
right,
it's helping them grow as human beings. So I'm here for a reason. I'm here at Fisk for a reason. Uh, these guys they've been great. They've been great. Winning games is half the battle, but they're graduating, uh, being a good teammate, being a good citizen to your mother, to your family. That's
yep,
the best thing. That's if I can teach them that, get it across to them and get it in their mind, I did my job. But I'm a real believer, and here at Fisk, gave me my first college job. Something I always will remember:
right,
coaching these guys, coaching at Fisk, teaching these guys the right way, and we having a great year this year. you
yep,
know. So it's a blessing for me to be a part of this and to give them a helping hand
that's right,
in
that's
life,
right,
not just athletic. That's it's bigger than basketball. I always say that to my team. It's bigger than basketball. I'm here
that's
for
right,
you. This is here. I'm here for you for the rest of your life. You call on me if I can help you. You guarantee I'm going to help my guys even the young ladies around here, the HBCU
mhm,
at Fisk University. If you call on me, if I can help you, I will give you
there
a
you go,
helping hand. That's what I'm about. Helping others perform
absolutely.
perform their goals in life, whatever that is.
Absolutely, and I'm a testament to that because I know how generous you are with me, so, again,
Yeah.
I always tell you, I appreciate you more than you know. Like, you don't know how much you inspire people that aren't necessarily in your circle, but
Yeah.
your reach is tremendous, and so I
Thank
appreciate
you.
and love you for that, man. So, all right, I'm gonna get you out of here with a few personal questions.
Okay.
First one, why Georgia Tech and not Carolina? The people
Oh,
wanna
oh,
know.
and people want to know. It's a story I tell all the time. It was my mother. My mother wanted me to go to Georgia Tech because I believe Coach Crimmins. She really believed in Coach Crimmins. It was and the Southern hospitality in Atlanta when I first went down there was awesome. Um, UNC had a great program, but
Mhm.
I really wanted to go to Syracuse because of Pearl Washington,
Right.
and my mother was like, "Nope." I listened to my mother, man, and that's one of the reasons I went to Georgia Tech because
Okay.
I listened to my mother. She was like, "You're going to Georgia Tech," and I was like, "Okay." That's what it was all about.
Yes, sir. Who was Kenny Anderson's favorite teammate, college or pro?
Um, college, college was Dennis Scott, Brian Oliver, Malcolm Mackey. We was all roommates, suite mates. It was great. But my whole team was in college, Georgia Tech. I love those guys.
Okay.
Um, Coach Crimmins,
Yep.
Kevin Cantwell, Sherman Dillon is now the assistant coach at Iowa University. He coached me. That whole program at Georgia Tech when I was there was just A1. It was special.
Love it. Love it. What about NBA? Your favorite
NBA,
teammate?
I would say Raphael Addison. He played with Syracuse, played with me with the Nets. He was just a good friend. We was awesome together.
Yep.
I really got in tune with him. I love Derek Coleman. Drazen Petrovic was great. Sam Bowie, that
Big Sam.
team. The first year I went on with Mookie Blaylock, that whole team was pretty good. But we just couldn't beat Chicago because of Michael Jordan. But we had a good team.
Yeah.
The NBA for me was another fantastic run. I played for New Jersey Nets for 4 years, Boston Celtics for 5. Portland
Yeah.
Trailblazers was awesome. Played with Rasheed Wallace, Portland. Jermaine O'Neal, his first year coming out from high school to pro was with Portland. I played with him. He was a great young man. NBA, I played with some great shooters. As you know, shooters. I played with Dennis Scott, played with Glenn Rice, Dale Carey, Reggie Miller, Drazen Petrovic.
Yes, sir.
I played with all those guys.
Yep.
So I understand the game.
Yep.
Basketball is easy. Basketball easy. Life is hard.
Yes, sir.
So NBA was awesome for me, man. I really enjoyed it. I made the All-Star team one year in 1994.
94?
Yeah, me and Derek Coleman, we represented the New Jersey Nets. It was awesome. We started, so that tells you something.
Right. What was that like? What was your first All-Star game like? Like, what was your thought process going in? And then was it different when you got there with the guys?
Yeah, it was snowing. I know we had a blizzard in Minnesota. That's where, and some people got in, some people didn't. It was kind of crazy. I really didn't think nothing of it. I just wanted to participate. When I made it, I was so happy. But I made the votes. I made it on votes. So I know, I wasn't sure. This is how I was with New Jersey. I don't know. I just wanted to make it for my fans. And I started because of the fans. The coaches, I don't know about them, Sometimes, some coaches is fake, man. I'm be real with it. Some coaches is fake, so they don't like you, they won't put you on the team. So they was out of the picture. So the fans is the love,
Yes, sir.
So that was a blessing for me to make it with the fans. Fans was awesome. And they've been awesome with me through high school, college, pros. My fans is awesome, man. I love them.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Even though you went to the wrong school, I am still, you were always like, you can ask anyone that knows me, they will tell you, you ask me who my favorite college basketball player of all times, Kenny Anderson. And I went to UNC.
Man. So I'm glad I'm doing this show for you. And thank you for just believing in me and just cheering for me and being a fan. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So ladies and gentlemen, my GOAT, Mr. Kenny Anderson. Kenny, again, appreciate you. Man, you have no idea, right? Like we're going to get up together because I'm in Nashville quite a bit now, but can't wait to do that. For those that aren't following Kenny Anderson, follow. He's always dropping words of wisdom. Even though he doesn't think he's funny sometimes. and you always see him with his daily Starbucks. What'd you have this morning? What was your Starbucks this morning?
Got a Starbucks. Got it with me, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm Americano. That's the strongest coffee with 2-3 sugars and cream. That's what I get out with. So
I'm a wimp. I don't like hot coffee. Mine is always iced, but I'm always a iced vanilla latte. That's me.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll get that for you. I'll get that for you my next time. But I'm always an Americano in the morning. And now this is the real thing with Starbucks. I gotta go every morning because I meet people in there, and we just talk. And it's a great building block for me. And my wife knows that. Like wherever I'm at, I say we gotta find a Starbucks, and I gotta go in there for at least 30 minutes. It's something that that happened to me, and it grew on me. Starbucks, and I like going in there, talking to people, meeting people, and going over all my stats and all that with my team. I sit down and I get my head right. So I'm always at Starbucks for an hour and a half to maybe 2, but cut it a half hour if I'm in another town.
Yeah, it's that Zen moment, right? Like you have that moment. It's like, this is me. This is my world.
Yes. Yep.
Well, Kenny, I appreciate you. For the listeners, this, your because is your superpower. And like my man Kenny Anderson says, go unleash it.
Thanks for listening to Mick Unplugged. We hope this episode helps you take the next step toward the extraordinary and launches a revolution in your life. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast, and be sure to check us out on YouTube at Mick Unplugged. Remember, stay empowered, stay inspired, and stay unplugged.